With equal contempt, the owner announced, if the Negroes want to eat, they will have to go out into the freezing February rain in the back of the restaurant where someone will make them some sandwiches to take out. Meanwhile, the German prisoners and the white soldiers sat in the warm, spacious dining room enjoying their meal. We black soldiers were so angry that a bitter taste still surges to my throat even today, 70 years later, from that humiliating experience. Now, we're going to change that. We're going to change that hatred of our African background. Now, the reason why we love whites is for two reasons. Number one, everything ever since we were children valued white.
Dr. Edward Robinson, championing African history and heritage. Dr. Edward Robinson is widely recognized as a preeminent scholar in the field of African history, distinguished for his extensive research, scholarly rigor, and advocacy for a more inclusive understanding of Africa's past. From his early academic pursuits to his influential writings and educational endeavors, Robinson has dedicated his career to uncovering the rich tapestry of African civilizations and challenging historical narratives that have often marginalized or misrepresented Africa's contributions to global history. Born with a deep curiosity about his own heritage, Robinson's academic journey began with a quest to reclaim and celebrate Africa's diverse cultural heritage. His undergraduate studies at a prestigious university sparked his fascination with the ancient civilizations of Africa, prompting him to delve deeper into the historical archives and archaeological findings that shed light on Africa's early kingdoms and empires. Robinson's doctoral research focused extensively on the Kingdom of Mali, a pivotal era in West African history renowned for its wealth, cultural sophistication, and strategic trade networks. His groundbreaking studies on Mansa Musa, the legendary ruler of Mali known for his pilgrimage to Mecca and vast economic influence, provided unprecedented insights into Mali's economic prowess and its pivotal role in global trade during the medieval period. Beyond Mali, Robinson's scholarly interests encompassed the broader dynamics of pre-colonial Africa, examining the political structures, social hierarchies, and cultural achievements of various African kingdoms. His research not only highlighted the diversity and complexity of African societies but also challenged Eurocentric views that often portrayed Africa as a passive recipient of external influences rather than an active participant in global exchanges. Robinson's academic career flourished as he assumed professorial roles at renowned institutions, where he became known for his engaging lectures and mentorship of aspiring historians. His pedagogical approach emphasized critical thinking and interdisciplinary research methods, encouraging students to explore primary sources and engage with diverse perspectives on African history. Dr. Edward Robinson's journey into academia began at a young age, driven by a deep curiosity about his heritage and a desire to challenge existing narratives. He pursued his higher education at some of the most prestigious institutions, earning his doctorate in African history. His early work focused on the pre-colonial histories of African civilizations, shedding light on sophisticated societies that existed long before European colonization. One of Dr. Robinson's most significant contributions is his extensive research on the Kingdom of Mali and the illustrious reign of Mansa Musa. His work provided a detailed account of the empire's world trade networks and cultural achievements, painting a vivid picture of one of Africa's greatest historical periods. Robinson's scholarship extends beyond ancient empires. He has also conducted in-depth studies on the impact of the transatlantic slave trade, colonialism, and the fight for independence across the continent. In addition to his research, Dr. Robinson is a passionate educator who has taught at several universities, mentoring the next generation of African historians. His dynamic lectures and engaging storytelling have inspired countless students to delve into the rich tapestry of African history. Committed to making history accessible to all, Robinson has authored numerous books and articles. Works such as Africans Before Europe and The African Diaspora, A Historical Perspective are widely regarded as essential readings for anyone interested in understanding the continent's past and present. Beyond academia, Dr. Robinson has been a vocal advocate for the preservation of African heritage. He has collaborated with museums, cultural institutions, and international organizations to protect and promote African historical sites and artifacts. His efforts have not only highlighted the importance of preserving these treasures but also underscored their role in shaping modern African societies. Moreover, Robinson's advocacy work addressed contemporary issues facing African communities, including the legacy of colonialism, socioeconomic disparities, and the ongoing quest for cultural recognition and justice. He actively participated in public forums, conferences, and policy discussions aimed at promoting a more nuanced understanding of Africa's past and its implications for the present and future. In recognition of his contributions to African history and heritage, Robinson received numerous accolades and honors from academic institutions, cultural organizations, and governments. His commitment to scholarship, advocacy, and cultural preservation continues to inspire scholars, educators, and policymakers to embrace Africa's rich and complex history as an integral part of the global narrative. In conclusion, Dr. Edward Robinson's lifelong dedication to African history and heritage exemplifies a steadfast commitment to truth-seeking, cultural preservation, and historical justice. His pioneering research, educational leadership, and advocacy efforts have not only expanded our knowledge of Africa's past but also empowered future generations to appreciate and celebrate Africa's enduring legacy on the world stage. Dr. Edward Robinson's impact on African history and heritage is profound and multifaceted. His academic journey began with a passionate curiosity about his own African heritage, leading him to pursue advanced studies in African history and culture. Robinson's early academic career was marked by a deep dive into the ancient civilizations of Africa, particularly the Kingdom of Mali, where his research uncovered new insights into the economic, cultural, and political dynamics of West Africa during the medieval period. Robinson's doctoral thesis on Mansa Musa, the renowned ruler of Mali known for his legendary pilgrimage to Mecca and immense wealth, solidified his reputation as a rising scholar in African studies. His meticulous analysis of primary sources and archaeological findings provided a nuanced understanding of Mali's influence on global trade networks and its cultural achievements, challenging Eurocentric narratives that often overlooked Africa's contributions to world history. Beyond his doctoral research, Robinson's scholarly pursuits expanded to encompass a wide range of topics within African history. He explored the diverse political systems, social structures, and artistic achievements of various African kingdoms, highlighting their resilience and innovation in the face of external pressures and historical challenges. Robinson's academic publications, including monographs and articles, became essential reading in African studies, offering fresh perspectives on Africa's historical evolution and its enduring impact on global cultures. Robinson's academic career was not confined to the ivory tower. He was also deeply committed to educating future generations of historians and promoting a more inclusive curriculum that reflects Africa's diverse heritage. As a professor at prestigious universities, Robinson mentored countless students, encouraging them to critically engage with primary sources and challenge conventional interpretations of African history. His dynamic teaching style and dedication to academic excellence inspired a new wave of scholars to explore and celebrate Africa's rich cultural legacy. In addition to his role as an educator, Robinson emerged as a prominent advocate for the preservation and promotion of African cultural heritage. He collaborated with international organizations, museums, and cultural institutions to safeguard endangered historical sites, artifacts, and oral traditions across the African continent. Robinson's advocacy efforts underscored the importance of cultural preservation as a means of honoring Africa's past and empowering future generations to connect with their heritage. Robinson's impact extended beyond academia and conservation efforts. He actively engaged in public discourse and policy discussions aimed at raising awareness about Africa's historical contributions and contemporary challenges. His participation in conferences, public lectures, and media appearances help to amplify marginalized voices within African communities and promote a more nuanced understanding of Africa's complex history and cultural diversity. In recognition of his scholarly achievements and advocacy work, Robinson received numerous awards and honors from academic institutions, cultural organizations, and governments worldwide. His contributions to African history and heritage were celebrated for their intellectual rigor, commitment to truth-telling, and dedication to advancing global understanding of Africa's past and present. In conclusion, Dr. Edward Robinson's legacy as a scholar, educator, and advocate for African history and heritage is a testament to his lifelong commitment to truth-seeking, cultural preservation, and historical justice. His pioneering research, educational leadership, and advocacy efforts have not only enriched our understanding of Africa's diverse civilizations but also inspired future generations to embrace Africa's cultural legacy as a source of pride and empowerment.
You can't let them know that they came from greatness, from grandeur, from beauty, from sophistication. You'll never be able to control them. So the plantation owner said, well, how can we prevent it? I mean, the mothers and the fathers would tell the children, say, you came from Timbuktu and you came from the city of Jané and that's where we were born. And then the Europeans came over and invaded us in 1591 and marched us to the seas, to the waiting ship. Man, you can't allow them to teach that to their children.
Welcome to Noble Black News, where empowerment meets truth. Our mission is to uplift and empower the Black community. We stand for truth, integrity, and representation. Our stories are your stories, told with pride and passion. Join us as we celebrate our heritage and our future. Together, we are stronger, louder, and more united. Noble Black News is your voice, your platform, your news. We bring you the stories that matter, with integrity and heart. Our commitment is to the truth, no matter the cost. We highlight the achievements and struggles of our community. Every story we tell is a step towards empowerment. We are more than news. We are a movement. Join us in making a difference, one story at a time. Together, we can change the narrative. Noble Black News, empowering our community, one story at a time.